Our next presenter started her career in the industry at Halliburton and quickly branched off to found Petro Data Source Inc. And at PDS, she compiled a database covering 4.5 million wells, 250 million production records, and in the process, she saw most every horrific database, and many of those were produced by governments. As you can imagine, it was a pretty tough task, and she was able to tame them all. She has a degree in math and physics, as well as a master's in math from Marshall University, and some postgrad work at CU Boulder. So now she's switching gears a bit. So she's not into oil and gas anymore, for now. She's the founder and president of Legend Nation, and she applies her skills and knowledge to state-level legislation, legislators, votes, actions, lobbyists, together with an exciting array of professional and social tools. Let's welcome Karen.
Quite an introduction, thank you. Hi, everybody. So I am Karen Suhaka, and I'm going to talk about what would happen if. And this is kind of our new company. What would happen if actually you knew what the government was doing? Well, you all have ideas about that. We've carved out our own little piece of that, and that is what would happen if everyone knew what the legislature was doing. Okay, legislatures, how a bill becomes a law, right? I might not be the only person here who would be forced to admit most of what I learned on this topic, I kind of learned from this guy. But that's okay, there is Google, and Google has some information about this. Congress puts out from time to time this lovely tome, How Our Laws Are Made. They've put out like 24 of them since 1953. It is, as they describe it, exceedingly complex. Sunlight had a contest to do a visualization of this document. This was the winner, and I think it shows you that it's exceedingly complex. But you know that. But you also know a lot of what it comes down to is not so much this as really more like, okay, I thought that, right? So if you actually look at the numbers, there's a lot of legislators, but there's even more lobbyists. It's amazing. And you throw in your advocacy groups, you throw in your PACs, it's no wonder your voice is often lost in the mix. So what we're trying to do with our new company is kind of step into the breach and try to bridge that gap a little bit. However, as individuals who have to pay for our underwater hockey dues, we've got to work. So we're also trying to make a living at this. So I'm going to cut two hats there. A little bit about Legend Nation. We're brand new, as you see. Just kind of got founded in April, started work, got a little money. That was great, and we're going to beta any day now. And then we're trying to launch in time for the legislative session. So there you go with that. We've thrown ourselves into the community the best we can. We've joined a variety of groups. These are some examples. Public Affairs Commission, the American League of Lobbyists, the nonprofit groups, like just everybody who might be interested in this stuff. We've been attending conferences like crazy people all over the country. And we've sponsored a bunch of initiatives. So the Cal Law Hack, National Information Exchange Model, we've gotten involved in the legislative part of that. And the SLIM initiative, which has been very important to us, some work with Sunlight, that sort of thing. Our products, a little bit about us. So Bill Track 50 is going to be your basic online legislative tracking for state level bills. And we're going to have a subscription, and that's kind of our pay product so that we can make a living. The other side, based on all the bills and all of that, is going to be called Chatter Slate. And that is sort of, I'm hoping to spark your imagination. Okay, so Bill Track 50, just a little bit about it. Tracking bills is going to be an Excel-like spreadsheet where you pick your bills and you can follow them, set alerts, get emails, that kind of thing, whenever anything changes with a bill. We'd like you to be able to share that information. So sharing it internally, we're calling a stakeholder page. It'll be controlled by passwords. It'll be a bill sheet plus some discussion threads. More interesting to you guys, probably, is we're going to have a way for you to share that information externally. So those will be our widgets. So you'll come in, you kind of set up what bills are interesting to you, and then you can drop this widget onto your web page. And these widgets are going to be $50 a year, so really a nominal fee for you to be able to share out whatever kind of legislation you think people should know about. More interesting, Chatter Slate. Built on that same database, we're going to try to build a new platform for political conversation. So you'll be able to come and search for free legislators' bills, that sort of thing, and discuss them. So, conversation threads, we're going to try to figure out how to have YouTube so you can actually talk about them. And we're going to give you organization tools. So when you meet like-minded people, you can kind of form groups and maybe engage in the process. We're trying to build a social platform where you can come and talk about this stuff. So of course we'll let you tweet the bill and Facebook the bill and that sort of thing, but we're hoping with all of the discussions and all of that sort of thing that this will be a destination where you will come and stay and actually have a home for this part of your life. How are we doing? Well, we've got 120,000 bills in our database. We've managed to kind of uniformly process those into a database. We're using Slim to hold the actual text, which is interesting, and we're working on the interfaces now. But we need help. So we need people to help us with the parsing, so if you have any time on the weekends. We also need beta testers for our Bill Track 50, and we really need content. We need people to come, start the conversations, kind of spark the discussion. So please reach out to me, any of these channels. So yeah, thank you.